My name is Charles Beau Hoffacker. I'm originally from a town called Cerrillos, which is in New Mexico, and I'm currently residing in New Orleans. It's something I was always drawn to, I guess. It started for me as doodling in the sides of my notebook in math class, or that was more interesting to me than what was the problem at hand. When I started going to Delgado Community College, one professor in particular, Hollis Hannon, took me under her wing more than most students. I suppose maybe because I showed more of an interest. And she really encouraged me to start making conceptual art, and art can be more than just visual. Every day since then, I've wanted more and more. I've been fueling this fire of this is what I have to do. You could say that I found my purpose. Depending on what I'm working on, I generally have my ideas in my head. I'll let the piece build on its own, but I always have an idea of what it looks like. Oftentimes throughout the piece, I'll get ideas about how to do something differently, and it does change the outcome of the piece. I do incorporate a lot of mediums, sometimes plywood, birch. I like making my own frames. For some of my pieces, they do incorporate construction, carpentry, which I worked as a carpenter for a number of years. I like making my own canvases. It's just, I feel like I completed the whole thing start to finish. It's like baking from scratch, I assume. Society today has a heavy interest in things that don't matter, and at the end of the day, it's inconsequential. Social issues, homelessness, crime, those are the things that matter. And I like the idea that I can maybe encourage people to begin thinking about those issues and maybe do something about them in their own lives. The idea that I can maybe influence someone's thought process. That's the big thing for me. I was a homicide detective. I'm now a police officer. I try very hard to never let my police work be influenced by my artwork. I'm kind of straddling two sides of the fence in society here. On one side, I'm very forward-thinking, very open to any idea. Nothing is wrong, nothing is right. Embrace everything. As a police officer, there are a set of rules that I have to follow, and I'm there to enforce a law. I can't let my political beliefs that I have in art cross over into my police work, otherwise I'd be ineffective at that job. As a police officer, we very rarely meet people on good days. That, without a doubt, influences my artwork. There's a certain amount of anger that I see when I meet a victim of a crime, but I don't ever act on my anger. In my artwork, I can let loose. I can use my paint as a weapon and bring these issues to the forefront. If I can get someone to think by looking at my artwork, not think like me, just think for themselves. If it doesn't mean anything to you, then that's good. That's good. You're not forcing it. If it does, if you get ideas from it, if it makes you think about a situation from a different perspective, that's just what I want my artwork to do to people. As an artist, there is a tremendous amount of opportunity here. We have so many art neighborhoods now, the Bywater, the Marigny, Uptown, it goes on and on. You can go to a gallery and say, look, I'd like to show my work here. Your work's great, but it might be better off at a gallery down the street. People are gonna try and help you. They're gonna try and encourage that. I think that's very unique to New Orleans. I don't think you'd find that anywhere else. We're a big family here when it comes to that. I'm 33 years old, and I guess at this point I'm considered an adult. I'm still debating that. When I get a phone call from my mom or my dad or my grandparents and they say, hey, I read that article about you, or I saw something, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a huge part of me inside that just lit up. That's the best feeling. If I never sold another piece in my life, if no one ever saw my artwork, but my family was proud of me. On the inside, man, I'm so excited.